guys, welcome back to my channel. I know I don't normally upload on Fridays, but today is National Donut Day, so I had to film a video for today. Plus, you guys have been requesting another donut mukbang so much. I've gotten so many requests to do another donut mukbang. It's probably been one of my most requested videos, so I had to film a donut mukbang for National Donut Day. And I'm so excited. So I went to Ronald's Donuts, which is a vegan donut place here, and I got all their stuff. I've been to Ronald's Donuts a million times. It's my favorite donut place. I did also go to this place called Donut Bar in Vegas, and they typically have a lot more vegan donuts, but they only had one today, and I'm really sad because I so badly wanted the other things. But I got one of their things, and that is their creme brulee donut, which I'm so excited for. But I also met this girl named Viviana. If you're watching this, Viviana, thank you so much. You were so sweet and you were so kind. And yeah, so I don't care that even if they didn't have the creme brulee donut, I'm glad I met Viviana. So yeah, and then also for today's mukbang, I am going to be talking about childhood memories of mine. I've gotten quite a few requests to talk about some childhood memories, so yeah, I'm going to be talking about those. Very excited. My childhood is very different from most because if you guys didn't know, I used to live in China, so yeah. But first I'm going to start with the donuts, and I'm going to start with the creme brulee donut because how can I not? Look at this thing. Also, treat yourself today and go get yourself a donut. Mmm. Mmm. That custard on the inside. Mmm. Oh yeah, I also have some vegan strawberry milk. Oh my gosh, that's so good. Ooh, okay. I don't know what to go with next. I think I'm just gonna go with the chocolate sprinkled. This is a classic. I've had it before, and it's pretty good. Ronald's Donuts, like, they just know how to do it. That dough, though. It's so soft. So, the first thing I'm going to talk about is Christmas. Anything Christmas, wrapping paper, and pretty much anything present-wise, I worshipped. I was obsessed with presents. I could not wait for Christmas, and birthdays as well, but Christmas was like the best day of the year for me. It was an annual thing for us to watch Home Alone on Christmas or around Christmas time, and that was my favorite Christmas movie of all time. Listening to Andy Williams, we'd go to Christmas parties, which were one of my favorite things. We met so many different people there. We knew people from Chile, from New Zealand. Like, it was the craziest thing. So cool. One of my best friends was from New Zealand, and her family, they were amazing. So Christmas was one of my most grand childhood memories. Like, that's what I think of when I think of childhood. Mm. I guess I'm gonna go with this one next. This is their cream filled, which I love this one. I've had this one many times on my channel and I love it. That is so good. That cream is so good. I think I'm gonna try this one. This one is like the chocolate sprinkled, but it's strawberry flavored. Also, another reason why I love these donuts is because they literally just melt in your mouth. As you can tell, I'm eating them very quickly. That strawberry flavor. So another thing that was really common for me in China, well, me and my siblings, was because we were homeschooled, we had a lot of free time. And in that free time, we would spend it going on little journeys and little quests. So what we would do was we would take like the paper lunch sacks, because we didn't go to school, and so I was obsessed with having a lunch sack because I never used them for school. And so I would always take those and put food in there, and then I would make a paper map, and then I would put those things in my backpack. And I think I'd put other things in my backpack, like these toy binoculars that I had, and maybe a few other things. But basically I would just gather a bunch of stuff and put it in my backpack. And I would typically play this with my younger brother, Japheth. Sometimes my older sisters would play along, but not really. It was usually my two younger brothers that I played this game with. And we would follow the map, and we would fight monsters, and we would put music in too to go along. And actually it was more common for us to put scary music in and then either build forts or houses to keep us safe. And we would listen to the scary music in our houses. And there was one time I started playing this creepy music. We had a DVD case for the movie Van Helsing, and there was a scary vampire on the back, and I would always show it to Japheth and it would scare him. And there was one day where I kept doing it, and I said I wasn't going to, but then I did, and long story short, I almost got grounded because I kept scaring my brother. But yeah, scary music, listening to scary music, and also just going on little quests and journeys and things like that was very common, almost a daily thing. So much fun. Okay, raspberry filled. This just looks like a donut, actually. Hello? There it is. Mmm. I will never forget the first time I tried this raspberry one. I hated it because it burned my throat. I actually kind of don't like it. It's burning my throat! But now I like it. I mean, it's still not my favorite, but it's good. So I think what I'm going to do with this video is split it into a few parts. And this one I'll talk more about childhood memories in China, because I just have so many. For example, we used to go to this thing called co-op, which was like our schooling because we were homeschooled. We would get together with other foreigners and we would learn and do different plays and performances and arts and crafts, and especially for the holidays, oh my gosh, those were my favorite things ever, when we would make arts and crafts and different desserts and things like that. And sometimes we would go to gardens and we would pick vegetables and fruits, and it was just such an amazing time, and we met so many fun people. It was a weekly thing, I'm pretty sure. I think we went maybe twice every week. So good. And then we had this thing called sharing time, which was kind of this, it was pretty much the same thing, except sharing time, you would either do like a show and tell, hence the name, or like a presentation. And I didn't like that one as much. I liked co-op because of the crafts and all of that, and I didn't have to talk in front of people, but it was still fun nonetheless. Okay. This is their old-fashioned. This is by far my favorite from them. I don't understand how they can do that texture. Oh my gosh. That is so good. This one is the maple glazed. I've actually never had this one before, so I'm very keen. Mmm. That is so good. The glaze on top just melts and crumbles. So good. So another thing we used to do all the time around Christmas time was obviously Christmas shopping, and we would always shop at this place called the Hawk. Well, it was like this underground shop area connected to the subway. We called it the Hawk because we called it the Hall of Crap because everything was so cheap there, but we did it endearingly, okay? We loved the people there. But we would always go down there and buy Christmas presents, and we would always bargain for cheaper prices. So I learned to bargain at a very young age. I hated it, but I still did it. On the subject of maple, I'm going to try the maple bar. I've had their maple bacon bar before, but I haven't had their maple bar. So, I'm probably not going to have the whole thing though, because I'm getting really full, but I'm still going to try it. I can't with the texture. So, typically, I would buy a lot of jewelry, or the thing that we bought the most at the Hawk was probably Littlest Pet Shops. Because we had well, mostly Maylee, my older sister, but we had a growing collection of Littlest Pet Shops. And we would play it all the time. We'd also play Barbies all the time. We had a growing collection of all of the Barbie stuff too. But I think it's funny because I think what I usually played the most was either games from my imagination or Cars. I would play Cars all the time with my brothers because typically my two older sisters were always playing by themselves and they wouldn't let me join in because that was annoying. So I would always play with my younger brothers and we always played Cars. I was a tomboy growing up. So anyway, this is the chocolate iced bar. Once again, not gonna have the whole thing because I'm getting sugared out, but I want some of it. Oh. That was a ooh, not an ew. This is good. My hands are all sticky. Okay, apple fritter time. The best apple fritter of all time. Okay, you ready? I'll show you a better cross section in a little bit once I get more. But there's still so much more I have to talk about, but I think I'm going to talk about the Science Museum. I've mentioned this before on my channel, but we went to this museum called the Science Museum and they had so many things and we went there so much. It was so fun. We could walk there. It was really close. It was really just an amazing place. You first walk in and if you go to the left, you come across this like jungle area where it shows you a lot of animals. It was like taxidermy, but I think they were actually just all fake. But it told you about each animal and everything, and it was so cool. You could go upstairs from there and go to a spider room. I hated that room. Ugh. They had this giant spider that hung from the ceiling, and then it was on like a timer or something, and it would drop down and then slowly go back up. Ugh. I hated it. But if you didn't go upstairs and you kept going, you came to this like rainforest area and it would show you different animals that are in the rainforest, and it literally felt like you were in a rainforest. Like it looked like it smelled like it. They had misters and everything. It was huge, so cool. And then they had different rooms, like they had this crazy room that had different like optical illusions. They had this ride that you would go on and it explained about the body and everything. But we would call it the poop ride because they literally, you would ride in this fruit car, so in your little, it wasn't a crazy roller coaster, just you were in a cart that was moving. And it was a fruit and you would go through the body and then you were pooped out, and they had a video that showed it and it was like they would blow bubbles at you to make you feel, it was something else, okay? But we joked about it a lot. It was definitely an inside joke within our family. Never forgetting that one. Anyway, there was a room where you could go in and you could get like a builder's hat and you could build things. Like there was just so many things. Endless. It was so much fun. Do you see that? It's so good but so sweet. That is strangely refreshing. It's super sweet, but it's really refreshing. I'm gonna have a little bit more of this. Another thing that we used to do all the time was go to dongshi stores. So like bread stores in China. They had these little bread cafes where you could get cream-filled buns and things like that. They had different like pizza breads and like the fluffy Japanese breads, the Japanese pancakes, things like that. So many fun things. I would always want the cream-filled ones. They had like the swirled cream-filled ones and then the ones that they looked like hot dog buns, but they were split in the middle and they had cream in the middle and they had different colors and different flavors. They had these breads that they looked like circle loaves of bread, but literally straight down the middle there was a line and one side was chocolate, so brown, and the other side was strawberry or something, so it was pink. I loved those. And you can't get anything like that here. It's just not, you can't find it. So I want to go back someday to visit because I miss those things. Okay, I'm gonna have a few more bites because I have one more thing I'm going to talk about. It's amazing how it can be so sugared out, but still have something taste so good. So the last thing I'm going to talk about is we went to, it was kind of like another co-op type thing, and we basically just took these classes where we learned about public speaking or creative writing or Shakespeare. I think Shakespeare was the first one, and then public speaking, and then creative writing. Anyway, they were the coolest classes ever. I loved them. But the reason why I bring this up is because in the neighborhood that we were in, there was a store at the front of the neighborhood, and it was an imported goods store. So it had things from all over the world. For example, Aero chocolates, like the chocolates that have bubbles in them. They had one of those and I was obsessed. I got it once and I was obsessed and I wanted it every single time I went there. It was just, they're feelings I can't explain. So good. I'm trying to figure out what I want to eat. And I'm going to save that for my mom and this. Should I have like one more bite of each? That sounds good to me. Which one should I start? I'll start on this end. Mmm. In China, we also went to this place to get presents. I forgot to mention this for like the Christmas one. We also went to this place called the Super Brand Mall, which had so many, I've talked about it before in my previous videos. So much fun. Always looked forward to it. But then we also went to this place that was newer called Cary Parkside, and they had like a Johnny Moo's there. That's where I first got introduced to Claire's and New York style pizza. And they had this place that was kind of like a indoor play place, but it was crazy huge. I always wanted to go there. Oh my gosh, and then Big Thumb Plaza had a Carrefour, which is like our Walmarts here. That same area, there was an Indian restaurant we always went to, Subway, Burger King. Oh my gosh, this restaurant that I don't know if it even exists anymore, but it's called Moon River Diner. And we still, if you've seen my previous videos, those blue plates that have the lip on the edges, those are Frisbees, but they're plates that we got from that restaurant. And we still have them. Anyway, sorry, I did not mean to go on that long rant, but those were memories. We went there all the time. So much fun. Did you get the cream? Ooh. Ooh, whoopsies. Oh well. Okay, this one's so good, but I can't. I'm sorry, guys. Because I want at least half of this one. Okay, last bite. Alright you guys, that is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry I didn't finish the donuts. Very sugared out, but they were still really delicious. I really hope you guys enjoyed my childhood stories. I have a lot more, still even from China, so if you want to hear more, let me know. I have some from moving back, and we would travel a lot, so I have a lot of travel story times too. Just let me know what you guys want to see. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!